All right, we're going to start on Friday night. BYU at BetMGM is currently a 3.5 point favorite, over under 61.5. Boise State actually opened as a short favorite. This line has swung quickly. Over under is ticked up as well. If you look at, one of the things that this game's, for me, it's really hard to get a read on. Boise State, they've played Utah State and Air Force, two teams that don't look like they're going to be very good this year. There's a big step up in competition. But who is BYU played this year? Nobody. We've said it before. They played Little Sisters of the Poor. But if you look at a lot of the advanced metrics, I mean, their offensive line, that's one of the biggest difference. If you look like adjusted sack right there, 70th or 80th last year? They're in the top 10 this year. Now, granted, they're not playing the greatest competition, but their offensive line returned everyone. And Zach Wilson, he has time, and he's making all the throws, and he can make all the throws, which is why he's a legit NFL pro prospect. And he's going up against a Boise defense that rebuilt both lines. The offensive line still struggles. Defensive line still struggles. Demetri Washington, who is supposed to replace Weaver, he's out for the year. So I think that he's going to have all day to throw again, and there's no reason to believe he won't make all the throws. And on the other side of the ball, we still don't know who the quarterback is going to be for Boise. Is it Backmeyer? I don't know. Is it Sears, a 4-star from USC, who looked pretty good last week? But again, it's Air Force's secondary, which returned 0 starters, and Air Force's secondary usually not the strong point of their team. So I look at this, and on paper, I think that there's a lot of matchups that favor BYU, but this is clearly, by far, from a talent perspective, the toughest competition they will face all year. But this isn't your typical dominant Boise team. There are holes here. What do you see?
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is a big game for Boise because they lost to BYU last year, which was directly responsible for keeping them out of the New Year's Six. So Boise's, heavily motivated to win this game. But, I wrote the pace report for Action Network out on Monday or Tuesday, and I took an over in this game at 58.5. And it's not that these teams are fast. They're not. They're 80th and 68th in seconds per play. But it's the explosiveness that was just crazy to me while I was watching Air Force take a 14-7 lead and then essentially Boise just blowing them the hell out. And, if you look at the other side of the ball, Boise's D is 87th against the explosive pass, and they're 88th in defensive finishing drives. What does that mean to me? BYU is going to be able to do whatever they want through the air when they get past the 40-yard line. It's just BYU's top 10 in the country in offensive finishing drives. So I took an over in this game early in the week. At 58.5, this is something that I projected 67. So I would say at the current number, I would still take an over here. I do like Boise outright in the game. I know Gunnar Romney's back. He's healthy. I think Zach Wilson will have a big night. I just wonder if Kalani Sitake is going to elect to attack the Boise front seven to burn clock to keep Hank Bachmeier or Jack Sears, who threw for like 85%, 3 touchdowns and like 300 yards, just to keep that explosive offense off the field. I wonder if they try to go ground and pound. But, it's short in the season with Boise so far. Not big of a sample, but, they're already top 10 in success rate. They're already 8th in passing explosiveness. I like the motivation here. They're at home on the Smurf turf. That really doesn't mean anything. We know historically that their cover rate at home is not as great as some people may think. The one thing that bothers me that really kind of said I'm going to take Boise in this, especially at 3.5 here, is that BYU is 58th in opponent pass EPA. And that tells me it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for Boise. They're going to be able to get it down the field. It's just a matter of Kalani Sitake is going to try to limit how many times, Boise gets their hands on the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll play pregame on this. That might be something that I watch and try to get a read on and bet live. But I do think that BYU is going to be able to move the ball with ease. Wilson, I just don't think they're going to get pressure on him. And everything I've seen, I know the competition hasn't been great. He's making every throw. And that offensive line is playing so well. And that's the weakness of Boise, their defensive line. And now you lose Washington. I don't think they're going to get pressure. And you're going to give Wilson time. I don't care who he's throwing to. It's pretty amazing what he's done with new receivers. He lost Bushman, their star tight end. And BYU wins this game. Could get interesting down the stretch because Who's going to make the college football playoff? I don't know. I don't think BYU is going to have the resume, but Big 12 has cannibalized itself. Who knows? I mean, we assume the Pac-12 will do the same. How many teams are the SEC going to get in? Can the ACC get 2?